Our mandate on the mission statement for the program is to develop community leaders and nation builders through the art of Junkanoo. The future belongs to them, so being able to instill the culture in young people and at the same time make them productive citizens of the society is basically what our program offers. We teach them from scratch, so how to pace, how to beat a drum, how to ring a cowbell, how to blow a horn, to get that good understanding of what the culture is like. The program is more than just Junkanoo itself, where we bring a group of teens to perform, but we also assist them with life lessons, find scholarship opportunities for them to go abroad and further their education. In this day and time, it's very hard for kids coming up, and so we try to find means within the Junkanoo arena, but at the same time use just Junkanoo as the outlet to make them better at life. Crime-free? Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
The DRM Authority 2025 Official Hurricane Shelter List. New Providence Community Center, Blake Road. Samuel and Cornelia Williams Community Center, the Salvation Army, Meadow Street. Reverend Dr. O.A. Pratt Educational Building, St. John's Native Baptist Church, Augusta and Meeting Street. The Remnant Tabernacle Praise reserved for Aftermath, Carmichael Road. Epworth Hall, Ebenezer Methodist Church for use by homeless and persons with physical disabilities, Shirley Street. St. Barnabas Church, Wolf and Blue Hill Roads. Maranatha Seventh-day Adventist Church, Prince Charles Drive, the Salvation Army, Mackey Street, Pilgrim Baptist Temple, St. James Street, New Bethlehem Baptist Church, Independence Drive, Hillview Seventh-day Adventist Church, Tawny Williams Darling Highway, Agape Full Gospel Baptist Church, Kennedy Subdivision, New Dimension Ministries, Joe Farrington Road, Church of God Convention Center, Joe Farrington Road, Berea Seventh-day, Blue Hill Road South, Canon Neil E. Roach Hall, Holy Cross Anglican Church, Highbury Park, Ebenezer Mission Baptist, Charles Vincent Street, St. Mary's Hall, Fox Hill on top of the hill, Epiphany Anglican Church, Prince Charles Drive.
Better.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Raven Davis.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight. They're coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
First at 11. Ongoing critical works of two major airports in the country on Eleuthera being given a once-over by the minister responsible, as the development is expected to bring unparalleled new opportunities. Also, as the Bahamas and the United States continues high-level discussions on the recruitment of Cuban healthcare professionals, the health minister advises on the next steps. And senior citizens and those in need of care getting a boost in virtual healthcare assistance through the use of modern monitoring technology and artificial intelligence. The Bahamas tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. The Isle of Freedom, more commonly known as Eleuthera, has seen an economic boom over the past few years, especially when it comes to tourism. The Davis administration has been working diligently to ensure visitors to Eleuthera are welcomed in a comfortable environment and have been prioritizing upgrades to that island's airports. Corville Pyfrom leads us off at 11 on the ground on Eleuthera with the Deputy Prime Minister's airport tour earlier today.
The Davis administration, as you may very well know, has embarked on a very ambitious exercise, upgrades, and in some cases, recreating airports across the country. It is, as I said, is a pretty ambitious effort. The stop today was here in Eleuthera, where Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, along with other officials, including Works Minister Clay Sweeting, Director of Aviation Dr. Kenneth Rome, as well as local officials, all toured two of this island's airports that are undergoing work. The first stop was over at Governor's Harbor's Airport, and it was there that the Deputy Prime Minister took delight. He said that despite the pretty price tag that's being paid, more than $6 million so far, with more to come on that airport, he makes no bones about it. He says that the people of Governor's Harbor and visitors to this island deserve first-class facilities.
We have committed as a government to improve airport infrastructure. all across the islands, and we are delighted that we are giving Governor's Harbor, the residents and guests here, the airport that they deserve. American Airlines hopefully will be increasing their service for the winter season into this airport, and they have expressed how very pleased they are with the responses that we have provided in terms of the upgrades and the consistency by which we are providing the completion of the works here.
There was also a stop at the North Eleuthera Airport. You may recall that it was under much fanfare last year that the government entered into a loan facility agreement with the Saudi fund. There have been some challenges with that fund, and the government has sought other ways to carry on with that project. The Deputy Prime Minister giving assurances to residents. He's heard their complaints about the delays, but this work will go on. There is much more to report about what's happening here on Eleuthera, and we will have that for you coming up in our later newscast. Reporting from just outside Palmetto Point in Eleuthera for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Thanks so much, Corvell. The Bahamas remains in consultation with the United States government on the recruitment of new Cuban doctors and nurses. Existing contracts with Cuban recruitment agencies have been canceled with the aim of establishing direct employment agreements with Cuban professionals already working in the country. Those unwilling to accept the new terms will be given time to return to Cuba. Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, clarified the ongoing discussions.
We are in communication with the United States government via the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That communication is still ongoing. I made a statement that the Bahamas government is prepared to go into a direct contractual agreement with Cuban workers. That is now at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with our counterparts to the north. And once we get clarity on that, we will begin the entire process across the country.
The Health and Wellness Minister noted that there are only about 3 Cuban doctors and 3 Cuban nurses participating in the local program.
Most of where the Cuban professionals are in the country is in allied healthcare, which is x-ray techs and lab techs. They are part of a program that we're putting together to ensure that every family island have lab and diagnostics. And we are about to execute that program now that all the equipment is in the country. We will start putting them in place, and once that's done, we will finalize our plans for the Cuban allied healthcare professionals.
The Health and Wellness Minister also declared today that Princess Margaret Hospital's Accident and Emergency Department renovation exercise has been underway for over 5 years now, beginning under the Minnis administration. And after a number of delays, the finishing touches will require at least another 4 to 6 weeks.
There is a delay with the opening of the accident emergency for one main reason. There was a long lead item that had to be ordered. These items are not on the shelves where you could just pick them. It has to be built. It has set the project back by 4 to 6 weeks. I will report to the Bahamian people on the update of the air-conditioned system, which is presently being built abroad for shipment into the Bahamas. The contractor who is responsible for the repairs at A&E is being paid. And so it's just a matter of the installation of this air-conditioned system, and we will be able to open our front door to the Bahamian people and alleviate a lot of the logistical situations that exist at the accident emergency at the Princess Margaret Hospital.
Still on health news, the health sector taking a pivotal step into the digital era as the Pan American Health Organization counts on a 2-day session on the benefits and preparatory steps to make the transition a seamless one. Lloyd Allen takes it from here.
On Tuesday, the Pan American Health Organization conducting a 2-day workshop at Margaritaville, inviting local healthcare stakeholders and professionals to a workshop focused on the introduction of AI as well as cybersecurity throughout the sector.
The integration of AI and digital tools into public health has to be guided by principles of transparency, accountability, inclusivity, and trust.
Pan American Health Organization and World Health Organization representative for the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, Dr. Eldona Boyson, says the goal is to enhance the national healthcare system, ensuring advancements in key areas.
We've been working with the Ministry of Health and Wellness to strengthen the health systems, and of course health information systems are very important as well. AI, it's fairly new within healthcare, but it's not new. I mean, it's here. If we don't get on board with it, we're going to be left behind.
Health and Wellness Minister Dr. The Honorable Michael Darville says while transformations are being made to improve the digitization of the sector, a national framework on AI use and its parameters is also in the pipeline.
The Ministry of Finance is working very aggressively for digitization, and there has to be legislation that would govern the way how data is managed in the country, where data would be stored, the privacy associated with data, and this legislation will guide not only my ministry, but digitization throughout the country.
Director of Public Health, Dr. Philip Swan, are encouraging practitioners to embrace the change.
I would like to focus this role of AI in helping managers and staff alike examine productivity. Exactly what is it that we are doing during our time at work that results in the delivery of care to the patient? How much time is actually seen or taken in managing patients, and how effective is the management that you provide?
Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
Thanks for the reporting, Lloyd. Today marked the third no-show for teachers and administrators who are members of the Bahamas Educators Managerial Union. Union President Stephen McPhee told our news team that his membership was advised that the Ministries of Education and Labor and the Public Service, as well as the Labor Relations Unit, are again engaging in deliberations. The union and its 400-plus members, who the leader added remain hopeful they can return to the classroom by this Monday, September 1st, expect to receive an update from the government by Friday. This is a developing story we are continuing to follow. Officials at the Ministry of Social Services are ready to assist parents finalize preparations for children to return to school next week. Last year, the department recorded an uptick in applications for assistance with school uniform costs. However, Social Services Minister, the Honorable Miles Larota, said that is not the case this time around.
Yes, I have had numerous people contact me, whether it be in my community or in the Bahamas at large. Persons expressing an interest or wanting to know the process of making application for uniform assistance. I wouldn't say it's been overwhelming, but I would say there have been requests made.
Still to come, Bahamian culture featured at this week's Carafesta in Barbados. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. More news in just a moment.
Step into a life of luxury and convenience with the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card. From earning premium cashback rewards on every dollar spent to enjoying comprehensive travel insurance, shop with confidence, knowing your purchases are protected. Our Platinum Concierge service turns your requests into reality, wherever life takes you. Let the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card be your passport to exceptional experiences. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
The tragic death of a young boy in a house fire on Abaco early Monday morning, sparking renewed calls for a fire truck and hydrants in the Family Islands. Police confirmed that the juvenile was killed when a fire broke out at the friend's house he was staying in, turning the building into an inferno. Neighbors reportedly tried to rescue the child by breaking windows and throwing buckets of water on the fire, but their efforts were unsuccessful. The boy died at the scene. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis agreed that the matter needs urgent attention.
The cries are justified, and we are looking into shoring up our firefighting apparatus throughout the archipelago, and we are assiduously looking after that, particularly after so many devastating wildfires that we've been experiencing throughout the archipelago. I want to express my heartfelt condolences to the family of that young child, and let them know that we're keeping them in our thoughts and prayers. And at a time like this, I think that's what we must now be looking out for, to support that family in this their hour of grief.
Prime Minister Davis also weighing in on the value of the family unit, since the number of children reported missing this year has mounted community concerns. While police are continuing their search for the youngsters to return them to their families, the Prime Minister feels parents also have a role to play.
Any child that's missing at any time is of major concern to the government. And we are calling on parents to be more vigilant, to be more involved in their children's lives, to ensure that they are not being distracted by the antisocial environment that they may be existing. So I'm calling on parents to let's look after our children, let's know their whereabouts, know the company they're keeping, and just try to be more involved in their children's life.
From the Daily Crime Report, Tourism Patrol Unit officers seized a firearm component and a quantity of ammunition while on foot patrol in the Montague Beach area shortly after 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. The officers noticed a black object partially buried in the sand at the playground. Upon further inspection, it was discovered to be a pistol magazine which contained a quantity of ammunition. No arrests were made, however, an investigation continues. 55 vessels seized and 15 arrests were made by the Royal Bahamas Defense Force's Harbor Patrol in the first 7 months of the year. An aggressive enforcement operation also saw some $37,000 in citations while collecting $32,000, demonstrating the unit's critical role in maintaining order in Bahamian waters and protecting the nation's maritime borders. The unit's jurisdiction spans from the cruise ship terminals to remote keys, covering vast stretches of water with a limited manpower, a challenge that makes the Harbor Patrol Unit's impressive enforcement record even more notable. Foreign Affairs Minister the Honorable Fred Mitchell has joined the Bahamas delegation attending this week's Caribbean Festival of the Arts, better known as Carifesta, in Bridgetown, Barbados. Under the theme Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence, the event features more than 2,500 delegates from 25 participating Caribbean countries. Minister Mitchell met with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture Undersecretary Gail Oden-Munker and other delegation members early this week to learn more about their participation in the highly anticipated regional event. Members of the delegation include representatives from the visual and performing arts, dance, literature, film, theater, culinary arts, and Junkanoo. Carifesta ends on Sunday, August 31st. Amajal Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports tonight. Amajal?
The Bahamas drops to 0-3 at the FIBA AmeriCup tournament. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
In 1953, the United States began using a female name for storms. And by 1978, both male and female names were used to identify northern Pacific storms. This was then adopted in 1979 for storms in the Atlantic Basin. The National Hurricane Center does not control the naming of tropical storms. Instead, there is a strict procedure established by the World's Meteorological Organization for Atlantic hurricanes. There is a list of male and female names which are used on a 6-year rotation. The only time that there is a change is if the storm is so deadly or costly that the future use of its name on a different storm would be inappropriate. These are the names of the storms for the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season: Andrea, Barry, Chantal, Dexter, Erin, Fernand, Gabrielle, Umberto, Imelda, Jerry, Karen, Lorenzo, Melissa, Nestor, Olga, Pablo, Rebecca, Sebastian, Tanya, Van, Wendy. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
Wednesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Bahamas men's national basketball team playing their final game this window, the FIBA AmeriCup tournament. The 2-4-2 entered the showdown against Uruguay 0-2 after tough losses against the USA and Brazil. A 34.4 quarter from Uruguay, headlined by Bruno Fapaldo and Emiliano Ceres, sealed the victory over the Bahamas to secure a spot in the knockout round, escaping 100-91. Bahamas led by 6 points going into the final quarter, but back-to-back three-pointers from Fapaldo put the teams even. Dominic Bridgewater and Franco Miller kept the Bahamas in the game, with Miller hitting a three himself to tie the game back up at 84 apiece, with just over 3.5 minutes to play, with 7 points from the foul line from Fapaldo in the final 3 minutes, helped put Uruguay ahead and claim the victory. Dominic Bridgewater would finish with a side-high 29 points in the loss. Head coach Lou Rawls' Tum Tum Nair speaks on the strides the program has made.
Tremendous growth over the years. You know, the first time I played with the program, I think I was 16 years old. So from being 16 to now being 30 years old, being with the program in the summers and stuff like that, we've had a lot of tremendous growth. You know, the NBA players, they play, they support us, like the coaching staff, the federation, everybody's, trending in the same direction. And Bahamas basketball is continuing to get better and better and better. And guys like Dominic and all the other guys are pushing, and they want to play, they want to compete, they want to represent the country. So we feel really, really good about where, basketball is heading in the Bahamas for sure.
Despite finishing 0-3, the Bahamas would lead in the first half of every game in the tournament, nearing on what may perhaps went wrong in the second half.
We're playing against, some of the best teams in the world, you know what I mean? And so when you play, basketball is a game of runs. You could have a great first half, you could have a bad second half, you could have a bad second half and a good first half, you know what I mean? So it's a game of runs, and the number one thing that I was trying to do is keep our guys focused, because you go up halftime, you go to the locker room, you relax. So I just wanted to keep our guys focused, but I thought today we did a tremendous job. I mean, against Brazil, it was a 1-point game at halftime. I believe we were up 6 against the USA. And then we were tied in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes to go. So that's tremendous growth. Didn't get the result that we wanted, but I'm proud of our guys and the way we competed for sure.
Switching gears to track and field, the Bahamas Association of Coaches, Officials, and Track and Field announcing the celebration of its 50th anniversary. And with this, they're honoring their first president, Mr. Lou Adderley. They say whose vision, leadership, and dedication led the foundation for the values and standards that they uphold today. That his efforts continue to inspire the growth and success of the organization and the wider Bahamian athletics overall. ACO President Val Kemp.
We will also pay tributes to all of the persons, all of the officials who are part of this organization for 25 years or more. We will name the official of the year, and we will select our athlete for Carifta 2025 and give him an award. This will be the Bahamian Award.
And over at Bahamas, they're continuing to ramp up their racket-based sports initiatives. This evidenced by the installation of a new padel court on property. Padel, for those of you that may not know, is a racket-based sport played on a court slightly smaller than a doubles tennis court with rules similar to squash. As of 2023, there were over 23 million active players.
As the Minister responsible for sports, to say thank you to Bahamas to providing another spectacular facility that will help the advancement and development of our young people and those who are not too young when it comes to paddleball and sports here in this country. It is initiatives such as this which has allowed not just our guests, but also our locals to be able to remain healthy and stay away from obesity, and have an opportunity to live a healthy life.
The ethos of Bahama is based in the principle that we believe in the power of sports to unite, to inspire, and to create experiences that benefit both visitors and Bahamians alike. And with this new facility behind me, we are proud to contribute not only to our resort offerings, but also to the wider community.
Let's look at your sports on this Wednesday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
It's time for your final weather check of the evening with the one and only Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Royston. In the tropics, we have some Sahara dust that's traversing the tropical Atlantic, and that will help to keep a lid on tropical cyclone development over the next 7 days, which is always good news. But it will also spread into the Bahamas, and that will create some hazy conditions over the next couple of days as well. But in the Gulf of Mexico, we're keeping our eyes on this area. There's a stalled frontal boundary across central Florida, and that's been there now for the past several days, and our computer models are suggesting that an area of low pressure could form in the western Gulf of Mexico either over the weekend or the early part of next week and then move towards the east. And as it does that, it will drag lots of moisture across the northwest Bahamas, firing up showers and thunderstorms as we head into the weekend and the early part of next week. Satellite pictures showing that stall-out frontal boundary already producing some showers over Grand Bahama, the Abacos, and that's spreading now into the Berry Islands. Elsewhere, we have just some pockets of isolated showers. And your temperatures around the islands this evening, Marshall, Abaco, Grand Tour Key, and Freeport, Grand Bahama, all at 83 degrees. In the Berry Islands, 86, 86 in Allenstown, Bimini, 85 in Harper Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera, 84, Otterstown, Kid Island, also at 84 degrees, 85 in Black Point, Exuma, and Camp Space at Andros. Fresh Creek in Central Andros also reporting 85 degrees. And as we take you a little further south, San Salvador, Rimkey, 84 degrees there, 85 in Georgetown, Exuma, and then we pick up some more 84s in Rygat Island, Clowntown, Long Island, and Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana at 83 degrees, Ackland's 83, Matchitani, Nago 85, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 86 degrees. And your forecast tonight, we're looking at clear to partly cloudy and a very warm night with showers in the area later on tonight as that frontal boundary continues to drift towards the south. Low temperature tonight, just around 83 degrees. And then tomorrow, we're looking at sunshine and some clouds with a thunderstorm or two in the afternoon. The high temperature, pretty warm, 92 degrees tomorrow. And the extended weather forecast looking like this. Showers in the forecast of an isolated nature right into Saturday, but things will start to increase as we head into Sunday in the early part of next week. Gray skies with scattered showers and thunderstorms in the mix. But what it will do, it will lower those daytime temperatures, so we'll see those 90s disappear for quite a while. So the balance of next week look like a very wet week shaping up for us as school opens on Monday. And those nighttime temperatures, they're going to continue to be very muggy in the upper 70s to low 80s. Royston.
I'm sure many will be looking forward to the cooler days in the next coming days, next week. Thank you so much, Basil. Well, that's going to do it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Good night.
Monique Williams, Darling Highway. I'm Tijaro Hudson. This is ZNS.
Are you trying to move that or give birth to it? Why don't you put your briefcase